Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And this is a special series requested by you, my viewers, which is going to be complete breakdowns and walkthroughs of my latest Marksman Hunter runs. So all my build information will be on the screen right now, but don't worry if you did miss out on that. All that information, including strings to my build, will be found down in the description of the video. I hope you guys enjoy these runs. Please leave me your feedback down below. I'm always willing to make videos that you guys want to see here on YouTube, and I can help as many marksman hunters as I possibly can. I hope you guys enjoyed this run, and let's go ahead and get to it.
Mr. Eggplant presents.
And the next key we're going to take a look at is my highest key that I've done damage-wise this season and expansion, which is going to be 411k DPS and a +22 timed Everbloom. So here we're going to do a big pull here at the very beginning, so I'm going to hold back, making sure I interrupt that choking vine should I need to. And here I'm going to full send literally everything, including my pre-pot. So here I throw down my volley, then go true shot, then rapid fire, death chakram, aim shot, rapid fire, and just pump damage. Look at those numbers. It is so beautiful. I think I top out at 1.6 million DPS. There's a choking vines there. Didn't have to worry about it because somebody else got it. And if you can do, if you can get as many rapid fires out, like on big pulls like this, that's giving you longer durations of your volley, which means you don't have to worry about getting trick shots, wasting those global cooldowns to use multi-shot, which is not being buffed right now and not doing a ton of damage. So after that ginormous pull at the very beginning, we're just going to continue to chain pull here as we are moving closer to the first boss. So with the first boss, or getting up to the first boss I should say, my goal is to get 2 true shots out. It's usually around 4.5 minutes. So if I do a pull there at the very beginning, I'm going to unfortunately soak a almost full duration of half duration of choking vines. That is one of those priority interrupts, by the way. There's also a heal on the naturalist that you'll see here in just a second. It's actually not the naturalist, it's the mender. But we're just going to try to get 2 true shots out. So we already got 1, and as soon as that true shot comes up off of cooldown again, I'm going to send it because I want to have a true shot up whenever Witherbark goes into his burn phase, or where we're burning him. So we want to make sure that that lines up well. And I do believe, unless we're absolutely zooming in a key, that it pretty well lines up, and I don't have to delay it too much. So Teach is tanking for us, so he's grabbing that 1 lone stinger that he needs to make sure we get the exact percent. He pulls this just a little bit different than Zaf does, but they both do a great job in their own right. And shout out to Barry as well, who is in this key. Absolutely a monster when it comes to healing. I soak up a lot of his mana, and he does a great job keeping me alive. And then also shout out to Teach, because he does some great healing in his own right on his blood DK. But there I went ahead and popped my true shot, and now I'm just going to be pumping all the damage that I can and getting those priority interrupts and extending the volley that you guys just saw. And by the way, before we get too much farther into the key, this is a fortified, afflicted, and raging week. So I can't deal with the afflicted, but I can deal with the raging. So I don't do as well as I should have. I believe I got 40. I have notes here, not believe. 44 purges in this key. So good progress. I want to continue to see if I can get that to go even higher, because it's only a 10-second cooldown there. So here we're just going to do more damage, and unfortunately we did have one of the affixes, the afflicted, go out, so everybody got super slowed when it comes to our haste. But here there is that interrupt. It's called Healing Waters on the mender. That is a priority interrupt as well. So we have about a minute left on our true shot cooldown, and we have 2 packs plus the beginning phase of the boss. So Teach doesn't actually pull all the little flowers on the sides as you're leaving this area, so that's one reason why he picks a stinger instead. That's one of the main differences for the way Drexit and Zaf does it versus the way Teach does it in his runs. So here, I went ahead, and I'm going to continue to use all the cooldowns I have outside of True Shot. True Shot is the only thing I'm not sending at this point. And plus, you got 25 or so seconds on it anyway. So these are going to be the last 3 here. And then I'm going to try to wait till they get grouped up, then use my multi-shots to get my trick shots, use my explosive shot, multi-shot again, and then rapid fire, which then gives me volley. So we are just pretty much conserving, I wouldn't say, well, not necessarily conserving, we're just conserving the 1 cooldown, which is True Shot. And then we are going to slowly melt these guys here, and then the boss will get started here in quick fashion. So there's a choking. Unfortunately did not... Well, I guess I didn't get the interrupt, but somebody else did, so that's all that matters. So down goes the last couple of naturalists, and then we're going to stand over here in this corner and wait for the boss to approach us. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull the boss here, and I am going to wet noodle hit this guy. I'm going to use everything but my true shot, and I should be able to get my explosive shot and my volley out here. I may... Actually, no, I take that back. I am holding my volley. I'm holding my volley so I can go ahead and use my true shot to keep volley up almost the entire time, or at least the 28 seconds, since I have full stacks of Windrunner's Guidance here. So here, if you guys are unfamiliar with this fight, you just want, if you get the arrow over your head, you want to drop, like you can see over there with Barry, you want to go ahead and drop those around the boss, and then whenever the water comes through, that's when they hit it, and then they will end up causing the plants to spawn. So here you saw me use volley, then true shot, and then followed up with a rapid fire. And now I'm just going to go aim shot, use my death chakram, and then make sure that volley does not drop off. So I'm going to continue to keep that duration going. So here I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I probably should have actually moved it more towards the middle, since we already had some of those growths and those globules there. Hindsight's 20/20. So there we got rid of the remainder of our true shot. So now we are just going to try to block these globules as much as possible. And also you can use them, oddly enough, you can use them to get that volley back. So cheese that. That's good damage. Like, yes, it is cheese in a way, but it's also just getting it so you can be doing that much more damage on the boss. And we got some good group damage overall right now, and Galakron is making us look really good with all of those evoker or Aug evoker buffs. So there, Witherbark left the burn phase. We got him down to about 40%. That's not too bad without a lust. There's an Afflicted that goes out, but Barry managed to deal with it pretty easily. And now I'm just going to slow down the pace here a little bit. I'll use my cooldowns, but if I get volley up, I'm going to hold on to it. So in my head right now, I'm thinking I have 35 seconds until True Shot comes off of cooldown. Am I going to use it? Is my group going to need it? No. We don't need it. At least in my opinion, we don't need it. It would be much rather served to be used on the next big pull, which will be, we'll go back, snake back around to the beginning of the dungeon and then start pulling to the second boss. So I will delay this True Shot. So we're back in burn phase here, so I'm going to allow the other DPS to catch up to me just a little bit here. But I'm just going to send everything but True Shot, and then volley is actually got 18 seconds left as well. So that's going to be perfect because volley is going to line up to where I can just drop it right away whenever we do the next big pull, and I can just unload that True Shot, rapid fire, aim shot, rapid fire, and then just annihilate everything. So there, volley is off of cooldown, True Shot is off of cooldown, but down goes the boss. 321k, that is boosted 3 different ways. Obviously, there's the boost from the boss just in general, taking more damage, but also the boost from Galakron and Tipsy. Again, I would not be giving them their fair shake if I did not mention that they make me look way better than the DPS should have been in this key. So here, another big pull, and I'm going to go ahead and I went in camo for some reason so they wouldn't pick me right away. That's kind of interesting. I didn't realize I did that. You see me there, though. I dropped my Frost Trap. If you drop a Frost Trap and these Berserkers jump out, if they proc it, they won't spin and they just stop and then they go back to your tank. So that's something that you can keep in mind. On incorporeal weeks, though, it's not as good because usually you need it. What I should be doing here is using my binding shot. If they jump every 15 seconds. So if you throw down your binding shot and you can set it right away, as long as they don't proc it or the big stack doesn't move, it will actually bind them and they won't do the whirl, which does a lot of damage on a fortified week, particularly if they jump on your squishy marksman hunter. So here, got another Berserker had picked me, but not a big deal. And again, I wish I would have used that binding. There you can see the Frost Trap at least. I'm going to stand somewhat close here so I'm still in the totem. And hopefully one of these guys is going to jump so you guys can see what happens. So unfortunately, there's the world not to me. And I'm just... The Abomination does a lot of damage. I'm just going to go ahead and cleave off of him. But as you can see, I'm just sending everything. Like, I'm just using cooldowns. I want to have my True Shot up for the boss. So there you go. So the Berserker does hit the trap, gets trapped, and then is easily dealt with after that. And I just replace the trap and rinse and repeat. You could also do this to help your healer out too, if they're going to be someone who stands in place for a little while. But some really good damage on a lot of these packs. Teach is very aggressive with his pulling, in that that play style helps Marksman Hunter for sure. You have a lot of big packs, and I am using light ammo in this run, as I do in all of my runs now, whether that would be Fortified or Tyrannical. So there goes down the binding, and let's see if we can get that thing to proc here. So hopefully they'll jump. There was a stun there, and it did not proc the binding. Come on, jump, jump, jump. Oh, well, didn't end up working. They ended up getting stunned from it. That's not really... actually, it is a stun, yeah. They ended up getting caught by it anyway, so that worked out. So there, we're going to go ahead and finish off this group. Got the Berserker, has 2 of those purgeable debuffs there. That are raging. Definitely hurts. He would make quick work of me should he jump back onto me there. But here, I'm going to go ahead and use all of my cooldowns again, because I know there's a pull here, then there's this 2-pack, and then there's a big pull, and then there's boss. So I have 1 minute left, or excuse me, about a minute 20 or so, if I'm looking at that right, on my True Shot. So I know I cannot use True Shot now. I have to save it for the boss. So that is a big deal when you guys are trying to do more damage on your Marksman Hunter, is that making sure you have True Shot up, unless your group wants you to use it on something, having it up for bosses. And you'll notice I don't delay it too much. I'm aggressive enough with my True Shot usage to make sure that I'm still getting full uses out of it, but I know how my group is pulling, like how quickly we're pulling, and how aggressive, for that matter, when Teach is the one tanking, that I know I can get away with eking it out a little bit longer and using it where normally I might hold it. So here we had Barry call for a mana break, which is actually good for me because it's allowing that True Shot to come up as well. I'm going to go ahead and drop my trap there, drop everything else except for True Shot. There we go. I go ahead and disengage back there, and then I can continue to just do all of the damage on these ads. So again, I should have used my binding shot here. Maybe I will. I don't remember if I end up doing it or not. But you should be using that binding shot, and you should be using your trap. That will help you. Like, forget about the group. That will help you tremendously. And if those jump to a healer or a squishy or anybody for that matter, that does help your group. So here I have my True Shot up, and my volley is coming up as well. So volley is something I'm thinking about holding, because this boss is very, very good for a Marksman Hunter, the way with 4-set here in Season 3, the way we do it. And I know a lot of groups do it differently, so we'll kind of explain real quick what's going on. So there's the 3 ads. There's Delhu, which will be killed second. There's Gola, which is the healer on the left side. I'm going to make that my interrupt priority, because I'm going to interrupt the heal. And then on the other side, I don't even remember what that dude's name is. Telu. There we go. Thank you, me. Click on the mob. So we melt Telu, and we move Delhu over to him. So I'm going to go ahead and just absolutely pump. Make sure I have my volley down first, and then I'm going to just do a single target rotation, but into Telu, and it just does crazy amounts of damage because there's 2 things there stacked on top of each other, and I'm able to cleave to Delhu and Telu both times. So there, I had 2 seconds left on my volley, so I'm going to make sure and use rapid fire, so I will get that extended, and I'm just going to do aim shot, and then most likely rapid fire. There we go again. Telu is already at 35%. Dude is absolutely melting. I'm up to almost 600k DPS. It kind of falls off there a little bit now that I don't have my True Shot back, but I did get a refresh on my rapid fire, so I extended another 6 seconds, and actually my volley's coming up, so I had almost a 40-second volley there, which is always a good thing. So there I had interrupt previously. I had interrupt Gola, and my My macro that I'm using doesn't switch targets on me, so I just will automatically stay DPSing one target but then interrupt another, which is really great. And I'll put that down in the description of the video if you guys would like that. Just let me know in the comments. And so here we're going to finish off Delhu, and then we're going to go over to Gola. And once Delhu is dead, Gola is like a joke. Like, he just doesn't really do anything, and this fight is pretty much over. If you can burst through the first boss and then get Delhu by himself, and Delhu was almost dead since we were doing so much cleave damage to him, and then once you take him out, that's it. And you guys see all these puddles are on the ground. You see Delhu has that circle. Whenever he does a charge towards the tank, that's when it drops that poop on the ground. So just make sure you're dropping that poop in good places. You'll notice I tend to stay farther away, and then I come back in whenever he does the move, or I'll be like moving to a place to drop it and then move back, or I'll just kind of go in a circle. Whatever I'm feeling and however the group flow is kind of going. I try to drop them away though as much as possible, particularly since we usually have a lot of melee in our groups, which with Tipsy and Oddwin being the other DPS and Zaft is our tank, that kind of happens. So here we're really moving, like 282k for that full fight. When we're going to do a couple more big pulls here. Again, Teach is very aggressive with his pulls, where normally we're not as aggressive, particularly on a tyrannical or a fortified week. But both he and Barry did an amazing job, although we did just soak a couple of my big CDs there. But we're just going to continue to pump damage into these guys as much as possible. You want to interrupt that Pyroblast on the Pyromancer. That will one-shot your DPS Marksman Hunter, particularly if it's raged. So note to self, it hurts. So here on the Archmage, we're just going to clear the rest of the trash around her, and then we'll pull the boss. And she has a couple of different mechanics, and is actually not a fun boss for me as a Marksman Hunter. I'm very squishy, and there's a lot of AoE unavoidable damage. So there, that will pick when we get to the boss, that is, that will pick the farthest target. So I am the target for that, and then I make the calls for my group on when the orb's coming out, and like a 3, 2, 1, and then the pull happens. So here I'm going to go ahead and interrupt the Arcane Mage, and then we're just going to continue to get our volleys and just do our AoE rotation, looking at my true shot. So I'm thinking, okay, no true shot usage, that would be a no-no at this point. And I actually thought about using my explosive shot, but I held it since everything was almost dead. That was a smart play by me. Normally I just send explosive shot and don't think twice about it. So here, Teach is looking at cooldowns. He knows I have 25 seconds still, but we still have pulls we need to make to spawn the boss anyway. So he's going to do another big pull here. I'm going to use my aim shot and then use a rapid fire to extend the volley once again. You'll hear me say that a lot, but that's a key, absolute key to doing some really good damage on your Marksman Hunter here for Season 3. And then, like I said earlier, hopefully in Season 4. So rapid fire, that was a double tapped rapid fire, so it did a lot of damage. I'm still continuing to roll those purges, and we have the the afflicted. I can never remember that one since I don't have to deal with it. So I'm looking at my cooldowns. This is the first time all key long that I've had to really wait or have my true shot set around for more than like 5 or 10 seconds. So we did a really great job timing this. So here comes the orb. I'm going to avoid that. The boss orb pulls you towards it, so that's something I just realized. He asked for me to use my true shot here. So take what I said, throw it out the window. I have also said in previous videos, though, if Teach or the group wants me to use my true shot, I will. Like, straight up. This here chunks, as you can see. So I almost died like twice through a 40% DR or 40% damage. Yeah, DR, damage reduction. And then I had externals as well. I should have probably died. So that's just a really scary pull if you're squishy. And I are that. So normally, particularly on a tyrannical key, if this was a 22 tyrannical boss, I would have held it there and we would have killed that no problem, and then I would have needed it for the boss. But that didn't happen, but that was because the group asked for it. Alright, so we're waiting for Barry to get a little bit more mana here, cooldowns to come back, and now I'm just going to do a regular rotation. I'm going to go ahead and turtle here. I forgot I have to do turtle first before the salvo starts, otherwise the salvo still hits you. So dumb. So here, I wish I would have delayed that volley there just a little bit so I could have followed it up with this rapid fire to at least got a few more seconds there. We have glacial, so the first one is going to be fire and ice, and then we have the second one, which is fire and ice, and now this next one is going to have, I believe it's fire and arcane. So I'm going to stand farther back. It's going to pick me, so we know where the orb is going to be and where the orb is going to pull you from. So there I am. So we have the arcane and ice, excuse me. There's the pull in, dodge the orbs, and then we continue to do damage to the boss. And I have True Shot coming up here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that as soon as I can. And I do want to have that up for the last boss as well. So here, I threw down my volley. I was thinking about it. I should have used my true shot there, and I didn't. Here's the pull in. It was kind of close on my part there. And now I used my true shot. What I should have done was either held the volley or to do them together. I used one, then the other way later, and that cost me some damage. So here we don't have to worry about the pull in, so I'm going to run away here. And I have been using my cooldowns to the best of my ability. I have unfortunately outranged the boss, and that means definitely outranged my healer. So that was a no-no on my part. I did not pay for it though, so I did get kind of lucky there. So what I was saying earlier is that you want to use that volley, and here comes the pull in. You want to use that volley and that true shot together as much as possible, or have volley come up at some point during the true shot so you can keep the volley for 10, 12, 14, 16, however many seconds, up to 28 for that matter. Or if you get some refreshes, even longer than that. So this Cinderbolt absolutely decks. I'm going to use two big cooldowns there, my 40% DR and then also my potion. But Archmage is almost down, and we have all of our forces, which means the final boss awaits. Alright, so looking at my cooldowns, 45-ish seconds left. Perfect timed actually, because you don't want to pop it off right on pull. There is, for one, a little bit of a wait here that we have to worry about. Galakrond made it through the other side, so click on that, get over through there, and get on with our lives. But on this boss, particularly on Tyrannical, you really feel it on Tyrannical, is when that ad comes out. So there'll be two slams, and then the ad comes out, and then it's going to be Genesis, and then it's rinse and repeat. That's the fight. But it's very damaging, particularly for you on your Marksman Hunter, and you have to do a lot of damage to kill that ad very quickly. So here I'm going to go ahead and put my Hunter's Mark on there, and by doing that, I mean apparently I didn't. That was really dumb of me. And they call me the Marksman Hunter. I don't know. I should have put Hunter's Mark, because we just lost a lot of damage because I didn't do that. But I went ahead and I popped my True Shot early because I know I'm going to get a longer True Shot than normal, and I want to be able to not waste it by running around and getting the Genesis ads. So there I saved my AoE abilities so I can pump into the ad, kill it as quickly as possible. Should have also used my Death Chakram there early on, and I did not. But I got a refresh on my volley thanks to my rapid fire, and now the ad is dead. My true shot's gone, but that's okay, so because I'm going to be running around not getting full value out of it anyway, thanks to the little Genesis boys. So here we're going to go back to the boss, and now we're just doing as much damage as we can. And now I'm going to go ahead and hold my explosive shot. You can see my volley is I guess I'm not going to hold it. I should have probably. We'll look at the timings and see if that was a good thing or not. But I will be holding volley, that's for sure. So that way I can volley whenever the ad comes down, which means I'll also get salvo as well. And I do have my rapid fire up. So here comes the second ad. I'm going to throw down volley now. Going to use Death Chakram. And then my salvo is off. It looks like it wasn't tethered anymore. So whoops. So I'm glad I saw that. And then there, I'm going to go ahead and use my defensive whenever the big AoE was coming out, and then we're going to finish off the Flourishing. You want to make sure and kill the Flourishing before you go and get the... You can deal with some of these lashers, but if you have that out and it's you know, killing your healer or DPS, it doesn't matter at that point. So the boss is at 50% health. That's when Lust comes out because it just came up. Anyway, I have 19 seconds left on my true shot, and I'm going to go ahead and most likely save that for this next ad. So the boss is taking, I believe, 300% increased damage. Got those Afflicteds that just came out here. Big Colossal Blow. Probably should have used a defensive, but I knew I was going to be safe. So here comes the next ad. Volley, True Shot, and hopefully this True Shot will carry me to victory all the way through this key. So there, I'm going to just extend the volley again with Rapid Fire. Look at that. That ad absolutely got murked. I almost did, though, so I should have used my Bear. I did not. Hindsight's 2020, like I said. But I am now going to go ahead and extend that one more time. I got kind of lucky there. I was strafing and happened to get it at the right time. Same way with that one. But I am in my bullseye range, so I have 80-some% chance to crit, which is pretty nice. So that's it. The 411k overall for this dungeon. And then I forgot to mention my uptime for Blue Silk Lining was 84%. Really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And be sure and follow me over at Twitch. At twitch.tv/Mr. Eggplant. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.